Good morning, welcome back to the channel. It's been a little while. I've put a few videos out over the last few weeks related to my decision to move across to Macintosh with the new Mac Mini, which I must say I'm incredibly happy with. I'm very pleased with the performance and finally have got the one the size that I actually need for my video work. I finally did get the 16GB version and the 2TB internal drive, and I'm very pleased I did. It's working wonderfully. But this morning is about cold. As you can see, silly hat, lots of layers. I'm up in the woods having a bit of a walk round to get some exercise with Ozzy, and I thought, well, I'll just bring one camera with me and a little tripod, this little Baby Peak Designs tripod. If I don't slip over in these frozen puddles, we'll be doing well. The sound quality might not be perfect today because I forgot to bring the remote wireless microphone for this little Osmo Pocket that I'm talking to you on. That shouldn't be a problem, although it's windy up here in these in the area I'm in at the moment. The wind's been absorbed by the trees, so it probably won't interfere too much with audio quality, so I hope it doesn't. What I'm hoping to do today is just a couple of little snapshots of some winter scenes. We've had the snow for a couple of weeks, well, a week and a bit now, and it's pretty much on its way out, which is a shame because I do like it when you get the first fall of snow. I'm having to be very careful where I'm walking here because there's a lot of ice around, and that first fall of snow obviously changes everything and makes everything look really nice, but it's really crisp. It's been freezing hard for the last few days, although it's not been snowing, and everything's got a nice dusting of ice on it. Puddles are frozen, the track is crispy, as you can probably hear from the crunching noises going on under my feet, and it's familiar territory to me. I've been here lots of times and so have you guys, and I'm not sure what I'm going to find, but let me have a wander along and we'll see what we can get, and when a composition comes to light, I'll bring you back and I'll talk you through it. But I'm suspecting black and white, contrasty black and white under these conditions. So let's see what we find, and I'll see you in a minute. Well, I've found a composition. This tree's always presented itself, but it's very, very difficult to get a good shot of it because there's so much confusion around it. There's so much undergrowth. I'll spin you around. There we go. This particular tree is very unusual shape. It sort of curves up and round and about, and it's got this one branch that comes right out here and curves up and disappears off into the sky over my right shoulder. But with the snow, we're getting dusting of snow on top of the branches, which actually break them up to the background, all the verticals in the distance. So what I'm framing up, and I've gone quite low with the camera to do this, down here, got the camera on its lowest position basically, and I'm looking up at the tree because what I want this branch here going out the top right hand corner of the frame, and I want that upper of those two branches there, this one, to go out through the top right of the frame. And the idea behind that is it sort of fills the frame properly, it gives the corners purpose. So let me spin you around again. I wish I had brought the other handle with me. Flip there we go. Back onto me with a silly hat on. It seems to be the flavour of the month for people to have silly hats, so I've got my own today. And as I was saying, what I'm doing is I've got the camera really quite low to the ground, and the shot I'm going to get, I'll show you here. Flip around again. The shot I'm trying to get is this one, and as you can see on the back of this camera screen here, if I put my hand over to shield the light, we've got this branch going off into the distance to this corner, we've got this branch going off into this corner, we've got the tree starting on the thirds and curving into the right, so the weight of the actual object in focus is more or less centered in the picture because we've got this large branch coming up on here on this side, and we've got a little bit of foreground interest, a bit of snow and some bits of foliage sticking up. Everything's in focus. I've got f16. I'll go down to f11, maybe a little. Yeah, I've still got everything in focus. Everything's got highlights showing quite nicely. So I'm going to take that shot, 20th of a second, ISO 50. And we want a 2-second timer. We've got a 2-second timer. So let's take that one shot. Didn't work first time. There we go. Let's have a quick look on the back to make sure that's nicely in focus. And zoom in. That is nicely in focus. Excellent. So that's my first shot in the bag. I'm going to get one more. I'm not going to take lots of shots today. I'm just interested to get a couple of nice images, startled black and white, startling black and white images. And that one, with this bit of snow, makes that picture work. The times before I've taken this tree, I've really struggled because there's nothing to separate it from the background. It's just, it's a very complicated and busy image, and you lose focus of the tree because of the all of the complication of the additional sort of chaos around it. So let's walk on to the next location and see what else we can get. Well, this might be where the wind noise starts to kick in a bit. Unfortunately, as I said earlier, I didn't bring the little wireless mic with the dead cat on it, so you might get a bit of wind noise. I'll try to avoid that, to keep it to the minimum, by having you downwind where I'm standing. So I found my next composition, and I make absolutely no apologies for taking the same picture I've taken before. But it's not the same picture because we've got snow today. I've taken this when it's had fog on it, I've taken it when it's had mist on it, and I've taken it when there's been nothing at all except just green, luscious sort of early spring. And it's still a good composition, and I love this composition, so I'm going to spin you around and show you it. Here we go. As you can see, I'm on my favourite little track through the woods, and I've got my silver birch here with a similar composition. But what I'm setting up for on the back of the camera here is I've got 24-70, I'm currently at about 65mm, and I've got this tree in the foreground leading your eye in through the picture here, and then I've got these leading away from that behind it, and then in the distance I've got this little stand, and there's a nice arc forming here, diagonal almost, of the trees that are not the main subject, contradicted by the one that's at an opposite angle here. And that, I think, is quite a nice image. So I just put the exposure compensation up a little bit until we don't blow out the snow. It's very easy to blow out snow, so I don't want any zebra lines showing. And I think that's it. That's 1/60th f8. I think I'll go to about f11 just to give me a bit more depth of field. But I don't want the trees in the distance to be perfectly focused. So I'm going to take that shot, again a 2-second timer. F11, 30th of a second, plus 1 compensation. I'll take that down. I don't want to risk blowing out any highlights. So I'll go to -1. Minus 0.3 looks pretty dark in the dark areas. I'll stay at 0. That looks about right. It's difficult to tell because it's so bright out here. The monitor's difficult to see, and I rarely use the actual eyepiece. So let's get that picture and let's see what this looks like today with the snow. There we go. And again, a quick chimping session because I hate getting home and finding they're not focused properly. So let's see what it says. Oh yes, oh yes, yes, yes. That is perfectly focused. I'm happy with that. So that's it. That's all there is. It's a little short video, just 2 shots today. Flip you around. As I said, just a short video, just 2 shots, 2 compositions, both of which will almost certainly end up black and white, but I'll play with them in Lightroom and we'll see what comes out from it. Anyway, I hope you found that sort of informative, and during these awkward lockdown times it's nice to be able to have a semi-reason to get out and just get the camera out, get some fresh air and just enjoy being out, taking pictures. So we'll see you on the next video. Thanks very much for watching, and give it a thumbs up. I'd love a thumbs up if you like. Bye for now.